Well, the greatest thing just happened. I was just talking to the manager of the Peppermill Lounge, which is where we are right now, and I happened to ask her, I said, do we still have to wear the mask while I do the interview? And she said, no, as long as you're sitting down and you're interviewing, you don't have to wear the mask. I'm so happy. And Carrie Brown, of course, she's a celeb. She's the Queen of Vegas. She's the Queen of International Everything. This woman, she doesn't know this, though. I've known her for many years, and I remember her coming on one of my first shows when she was nothing like she looks now. You are absolutely amazing.
Thank you so
The
much.
greatest thing I love about our show is I get to see people from here and really go all the way up the ladder and go to where they need to go and put them out there, because that's what our show is all about. Our show is all about getting people out there.
Yes.
It's promoting people that you otherwise wouldn't even know were around.
Exactly.
And so this does, I hope it's helped you, and I hope it's helped everybody, and you know, I'm just so, I love
thank you
having
so
Carrie
much.
on. So Carrie, what she got a radio show now.
Yes, I do. And the radio show is called Say It Loud, giving people a platform and an opportunity that don't have the opportunity to voice their views and opinions. And, you know, I've been interviewing with a lot of legends, and I'm also going to have Ninon on our show as well.
Be on that. She just invited me on her show.
Yes.
So you talk about different subjects, different things, because this is the entertainment of the world. So she's kind of doing a little bit like I do, but on radio.
Yes, on radio now.
And how is it, the response? How long have you been
The
doing
response is really great, and I'm really happy about it because it's fairly new. And people are listening in, they're tuning in, and I'm also talking to a lot of people that are veterans in the business that have views and opinions about the, you know, things that we're going through today, such as the pandemic.
Well, the pandemic, I mean, I just got this great news from Peggy, the manager. She's amazing, this woman. But we don't have to wear our masks while we talk.
Yes.
As soon as we get up, though, we have to put them back on, which is fine.
Most
we
definitely.
don't mind that.
No, not at all.
The pandemic, how it obviously doesn't look as if it's affected you.
Well, it really has, but I'm trying to keep it moving forward.
Keeping it together?
Exactly. And I tell you, my show has the Lifetime Achievement Award every year. We do a big celebration. We do the after party, which we had last year at Arizona Charlie's in a suite.
Yes.
But it was hard for me, to really go out there and tell people we weren't going to do the show.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Exactly.
And so many people have had to do that, though.
Yes. Cancel, waive it, postpone it.
A lot of shows, a lot of everything have sort of been taken over to next year.
Yes.
What's going to happen with the conventions in this town? Because,
you know, if they had asked me my opinion before the pandemic even hit, I would have told them, do not shut everything down.
No,
we have
why?
to work through it. And it hurts so many people. Some people that they're not even going to come back.
I think it's hurt more people by shutting things down.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Really?
Yes, most definitely.
Than keeping them open. I don't know. I can understand maybe a little of the casinos. I can understand partitions. I can understand all this. I was in a casino the other day, and I think it was one of the card games, whatever they were, and they had a partition for every person.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty cool, but at the same time, what are we doing to this world?
It's separating us. But
we were separated
are supposed
before.
to be, we need to be unified, and this situation is really, this social distancing, as they're calling it, it's really bringing still separatism for all people now, not just certain sects of races or minorities. It's really affecting so many people.
It's affecting everybody.
Everybody.
But it's for everybody in the entire world, though.
Yes,
so I don't know
over.
why this was done for the entire world. So I've been searching a little bit to try to find out, because it is the world.
Exactly.
And it's affecting everybody the same way in every state, in every country, in every place all over the world.
Right.
So I don't know what the answer is, but I certainly do know one thing. The answer is not to separate people, is to keep people together.
Exactly.
Because we actually survive on other people.
Yes. And I mean, it's the unity. I mean, like today, I look forward to coming down here today. I got up early to get dressed and ready. It takes a lot for me to get ready on an average when I have to go out and do public speaking or, you know, personal appearances and things of that nature. But I was excited because I was going to be interacting with Ninon, and I'm going to be talking and socializing and walking into the Peppermill.
I mean, especially the two of us, because I do my talk, you do your talk, and everything else. So how do you think Vegas is looking right now? Have you sort of kind of been down the boulevard?
Yes, I have. When we took the whole shutdown, I came out one night, and I just drove all around Las Vegas. Mind you, I am the queen
Well, you can
I'm
tell
the
that,
royal
can't you?
regal crowning
This is
queen.
definitely the queen.
And I'm looking at just not only Las Vegas, I'm looking at the world.
Yes.
And what I saw was very devastating. No lights, no cars moving. I ended up over there by the Golden Nugget. We had
Downtown.
security officers everywhere with fencing all over the place.
Well, every single hotel was fenced
Yes,
in.
yes.
But the only lights we had out there, well, not the only, we had a few lights, a few hotels left, were the lights of the police cars.
That was it.
And then were the lights on the streets. As you walk down, you see all the different hotels, and there was at least 2 or 3 police cars.
Oh, yeah, on every corner. And, I personally, as I was taking that drive that night, I cried. Because I never thought
you see Vegas like this.
Vegas would look the way that it looked. It looked ashy. I felt like it was in the Wild Wild West, especially during the daytime.
But all the weeds were growing.
Yes.
All the weeds were growing. And then also, but we had all the weeds growing, but we also had all the fences and all the greenery. It was
like, stay out.
It was all
Don't come
overgrown.
over here. I felt so isolated.
Yeah.
It was just a feeling. Like, exactly. I was like, wait a minute.
But let's turn this around on the positive side.
Yes.
And it's all coming back.
It's
because,
right.
The hotels are getting busy. I was in Caesars. I was in the Bellagio. I'm seeing people.
And we have new hotels that are coming up too. There is a lot of construction going on down on the Las Vegas Strip that I don't even know if people are aware. We have new restaurants coming in. A lot of different organizations are coming in.
So maybe this is just a switcheroo, and we got one's going out and one's coming in, and the only problem is the ones going out are going out on a bad beat because they're going out because they didn't have enough money to continue.
And some of them said they were going to take a break in a year, maybe. But being in the business of HR. Sometimes they have to contemplate some things and take time before they actually do a full shutdown.
Even without the pandemic. That's
exactly.
They do
beforehand.
That all the time.
Yes.
So what is your main job that you do? What exactly? I've always seen her on the sort of entertainment side of life and always looking glamorous. I mean, do you work?
You know what? I am a woman who wears many hats. Have I worked? I worked all my life.
Wait a minute, hats I can understand, but she has a tiara. This is not a hat.
Yes, but
this was earned.
In corporate America, I've worked with so many different corporations. I was just so blessed. I worked with RCA. I worked out on the East Coast with so many stars and legends. I worked for a TV company called Unison Television, where I got a lot of my training and mentorship. I'm a producer. I'm a songwriter. I have been singing with groups. I play over 8 instruments. I mean,
we're hanging us.
And have I worked? I have worked, but I've been so blessed that the work that I do for other people have just opened up so many avenues for me.
Now, the funny thing is, when you first came on the show, you weren't doing really anything.
No, because of the bullying situation that I was going through.
She was going through a bullying situation, but it was very tragic because when I look at her then and I look at her now, it's like 2 completely different people. How did you manage to pull yourself out of that sort of, I'm going to call it a gutter?
It was a gutter. It was I call it a nightmare, but it was worse than the nightmare on Elm Street. Because when people are attacking you for no reason at all, and you don't understand it, it's like, this is just absurd.
Yeah.
My fight was endless, but I continued to fight because I'm happy to say today, I took that mess to the United States District Court.
Really?
And I won my case.
Good
and I dropped every piece of evidence, everything that I could get together. And I didn't just go to the judges. I went to the magistrates.
What happened then?
Harassment. My life was being threatened, that they were going to kill me.
Who?
Well, unfortunately, it was, and of course, the legality of it, I cannot tell you the who.
The who
but I can tell my story.
Yeah.
And after a former employment that I had, thinking everything is okay.
Yes.
I'm leaving like I would leave any other company.
Yeah.
And the day after is when I was attacked. And it
Really?
went on for almost 5 years. 5 years. But it went on where I went to district attorneys.
Wow.
I went to the police to get restraining orders. You name it. I mean, I walked. I did everything I could do to get these people to leave me alone.
Back.
And the sad thing, and I got to bring this out, they were so reputable. They were prestigious, well-known people. that I could even
did they do
fathom that they were even capable of doing malicious acts of hate crimes. Now, bullying isn't bullying. Bullying is what you pull off of the umbrella of it and get to the root of it. It's
So you got to the
discrimination.
root
Yes,
of
it's
it.
retaliation. It is threats. It's coming to people's places. It's having people call.
And this all happened to you.
It all happened to me in a span of 5 years. And that's why it took me so long to come out to the world that I was that royal regal crowning world queen first before I stepped into the Orleans to capture the nation's ambassador piece, which then completed the entertainment capital of the world, USA ambassador. I am that reigning queen, the first one that we have ever had. And
Amazing
I did it behind the scenes. I didn't tell anybody when they saw me with my sashes and my crowns that even through the Miss USA pageant, who knew who I was, had me down at the Mandalay Bay and said, we want you in all your royalty, your crown, your sash, and your gown. And that was really the first time I started taking baby steps from such a vicious
What a
nightmare to come out and let people know I am your world queen and I'm here
Well, she's
and
definitely the
about
royal
doing
queen,
everything
that's for sure.
that I can do to make a difference, not just for a sect of people, but for all people.
But for all people.
That is my goal. These hate crimes need to be addressed.
I was going to say, what about all these marches and all these hate
Marches,
crimes and all
anything
these
I could
Black
do.
Lives Matter and all. Where is
I'm
all
going to
that
be
going?
honest. It's a stereotyping, yes. I get it with the black race because we've been so affected.
Yes.
But I think the rioting and that is just out of order.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
especially in New York, they rioted. They've been
tearing up
Where
cities.
were the police?
You know, I guess some of them were afraid too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, if somebody was bashing me or telling me to defund the police, we need our police officers. I'm not saying all are good. I'm not saying all are bad.
Well, not all are good,
but
not
we
bad
need
at any time. I mean,
exactly.
come on. I mean,
we
you know,
need
just
we need
regular
to
people are
band
good and
together.
bad.
But this is what I detect. This is the issue. I'm talking about from the government down.
Okay.
This is what I learned through my bullying. The problem is not the people, the problem is the laws. We do not have the laws in place for the police. We don't have the laws in place so when they say, why aren't they doing anything? Because they haven't been written. I went all the way back
the laws haven't been written.
They must
of
be-
what you can and cannot do.
Exactly.
So it has to be actually down, which I'm understanding from you, has to be down in black and white, which that's what laws are
So you
anyway.
can't, like a judge said to me, he sat down with me and took the time when I was going through my ordeal because I didn't understand the why either. The magistrate said to me, you cannot fight air in court. We cannot take cases to court. Yeah, you may have a good argument.
Yes.
I'm a judge, but I'm not an attorney. And a
No.
lot of the attorneys wouldn't take the case because the laws weren't written. They'll take your money.
Of course.
But they can't take the case because you cannot fight it in court because the law has not been
You're
written.
written to fight it
like
in
the
court.
lynch crime of Emmett Tillman. Look how long it took for us to get that in place. Over 70 years. 70 years.
70
One
years
law.
to get a law.
We have now
One law.
thousands of hate crimes out here that are not being won due to the fact they're not written. So yes, we
So
need
this
people
is-
to vote.
Yeah, but what you're
Yes.
saying is you're giving people an answer because everybody's saying, why aren't we locking them up? Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? And the reason we aren't doing it, we don't have the law
We
to
have
do
no
it.
laws. Exactly. And that's very serious.
You know, that's very interesting because
Yes.
most people don't understand that. And I'm not going to even say I understood it. I'm probably a little clearer. But you, coming from you, that you really know what the laws are because you went through it.
And you know what? And I'm happy to say today, I've never went to law school. Yes. Have I been fighting?
You don't have to now.
I have been to court, you all. I've been to court.
Yeah.
And I didn't have an attorney backing me and fighting me. I said, you know what? I know enough
I'm going to do it
sense.
myself. So you did this yourself?
I did it myself without an attorney, and I educated myself, and I went through the legislative process. Thank God for Assemblyman Tyrone Thompson, who acknowledged my show here too, and then it received congressional honors last year. It's the education that we don't understand. We can say why all day.
All day long.
But until we understand, there is a process. It's easy for us to say what's wrong. It's easy for us to complain.
criticize, to
Exactly.
complain and
But if you're
criticize.
not taking
Why,
the stand
why?
to do anything about it, You know.
So we need the public to do something about it, and we need Washington or wherever it is now.
Yeah. I'm going to kind of make fun because you mentioned Washington. I'm thinking to myself, okay, they marching over there at the Lincoln. I would have been at the White House, okay? You know what I'm saying? That's me. They be like, where's Carrie? I'm over here at the White House.
At the White House.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just being honest because what people don't understand, we are the people. That is our house. I listen to the news. I am educating myself to see what is going on both ends. And to understand that belongs to us.
It belongs to
we,
the people.
The people, need to be at the White House wondering what is going on in our government. We need answers, and we're not getting the right answers. And I'm not going to make any mentions because I've seen and I've heard. I don't want to say what she said. No, I know what I see on television. My eyes are not blind or deceitful to what I'm hearing. Exactly.
Not at all. And this just happened because I had no idea that she was going to talk about all this. So this is something that I had not had on my agenda. I very rarely talk politics.
But I had to
bring it up. But we're not talking politics. We're actually talking about how laws are there and what how we as the people.
Yeah, as the people.
As the people, we can help do this and help get it through.
Exactly.
So don't remember, don't just sit back there. Start to do something. Start to realize you are part of America. I guess that's what we all are. You're part, I'm part. We're all part of America here.
Yes.
Even everybody here at the Peppermill Lounge, which is where I am. I've been here 5 years now. We're doing the show 5 years.
Yes, 5 years.
And Carrie Brown's been here.
Congratulations.
She's amazing.
Yes.
How can anybody reach you to get more information?
Well, I'm actually on the Facebook, and again, Carrie Brown. You can go under Jameson because I also went to Bible college, but just bring that up. You'll see a lot of the things in the events that I'm doing. But I also want to make mention when you said we the people, understanding our United States history. I'm the queen that put our flag that can now rightfully fly in its place. If you look at our history, we never had a king or queen. They voted in a president.
But you have a flag.
Exactly. So I am the one who put in our nation's history the flag that can now rightfully fly and fly in its rightful place.
Isn't that amazing?
Exactly. So now I am the first queen that has done that for our country that we say that we love so much.
And if we do work it, help it, get in there. Don't just sit back and let somebody else do it. We can all do it. I'm doing it by having people like Carrie Brown on the show and telling us things that we all really need to know. And it's not coming from me because I don't pre-interview anybody. She knows that. I've never pre-interviewed you.
No,
never. So I never know what we're going to talk about or what we're going to do. But it's always very exciting that I can share you.
Yes.
And how can they reach you?
Oh, Carrie Brown. And again, you can reach me on my Facebook, but you also can reach me through my email, carriebrown785@gmail.com.
Amazing.
And you can also inbox me as well. But before we go, I have something I must share with Ninon, and I want to present you with something today. I told you the next time that I came down, first you can open this on your own time.
Oh, good.
I want to present this present with you first because we queens.
She's probably got a bunch of these masks in here, all different colors.
We celebrate other queens. And so I want to celebrate you today. And I want to share with you something else that I feel as though you are so deserving of as well. And being Ninon and what you do for all of us that have the opportunity to come down here. And I have your crown for you today.
Oh, look, I've got a crown.
And yes.
We can't put it on, but we can have a look at it.
Exactly.
Look at this.
But what I'm going to do, and when in your own time,
Look at that. I'm now...
Yes, yes.
I'm I'm a queen.
Yes, you are
I'm
a queen.
Yes. Isn't that the sweetest thing that could ever happen? Vegas Live with Ninon. Honestly, that is just... But I have to also thank Steve Sebo and also Lynn.
Yes.
Because they're all part, and also Keith, because they're all part of keeping this all together and letting
they
people,
do a fabulous job.
They do a wonderful
really,
job.
Do.
And letting all these people on our show so we understand who they are, that they can't get on other shows.
That's right.
But they can get on, anybody can come on my show. I don't mind who they are or where you come from or anything about them.
Yes.
I usually don't pre-interview anybody, which I don't because I love it fresh. I love it new and I love it fresh. So don't forget to subscribe and go to YouTube and subscribe, and we'll be right back with our next guest. And thank you. Oh, I'm a queen. If if you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe. Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.